Okay, Photoshop. We love this thing. You guys are gonna learn to love Photoshop. If this is your first time watching Photoshop, this is a very easy tutorial to do. It just takes a little bit of time. So if you have the time and you want to do something kind of cool and abstract, we call it stylized art. Then go ahead and take a couple hours of your day, take 1 hour of your day, and sit down and try to do this. This video is gonna take like 10 minutes or something like that when I'm done editing it, but it's gonna take you a long time, and I'll get into why that is so. But for now, let's just go ahead and head over here, open up a new file. You can see that working on something cool there. If you want to see that image, this image here, go ahead and let me know in the comments below, and I will maybe, if you're nice, don't be mean, I might make a tutorial for you guys. So we're just going to open this image here called Mormon Row. It's a stock image. I got it off the website. A depot stock, I think, something like that. Deposit stock. Or something like that, maybe, I'm not sure. And this is the image that you're going to stylize. You're going to turn it into this thing here, and it's very simple to do. Depending on the image you have, I'll show you how to do a different image in just a second. But for this one, I'm going to break it up into 3 parts, and I'll tell you why that's important. So I'm gonna cut the barn out of this photo. I'm gonna separate the mountains and then the foreground, and we're gonna break each one up into different chunks. We'll leave the sky as is, as we'll just do a gradient, a very smooth gradient. It looks nice. You can see it in the photo here. That's pretty much what we're going to be working with. So enough of me talking. I'll have to edit a ton of that out. Trust me. Let's go ahead and work on this. Okay, so I hope my audio is good. My microphone, which I'm actually wearing right now, the battery died in it, and the cord is ripped in two. So I soldered that back together. It was working, but I think the battery died. So I'm just gonna take this off because it makes me hot. Surprisingly, this little thing actually makes me hot. So whatever. Enough of that. Let's go ahead and get into this. So I'm gonna break this up into 3 chunks. I'm gonna break the mountain up here, or not the mountain. I'm gonna break this. What is it? I'm gonna break the barn. It has a name. It's in the Green Tetons. It's very famous. Anyways, I'm gonna break the barn up into a section. I'm gonna break the mountains up into a section. I'm gonna break the field into a section. That way, when we go to make it, it's gonna look like field, barn, mountain. Otherwise, it's gonna be kind of all the colors are gonna average out. It's gonna look like a very artistic abstract painting. And that's not really what we want. So to do that, I'm just gonna go ahead, duplicate this layer here. Always keep the original layer, aka layer 0. Hide. You can go ahead and hide it if you want to. There's 2 layers here, so you should be able to see both of them. I'll just hide that one for now. I'm just gonna hold Control and plus, go in here, and you can also hold Control to shift over, and this won't be necessary. I'm just gonna start here, and then using the polygon lasso tool, which is found up here, underneath the lasso tool, so it's gonna look like that. Right click on it, and then left click polygon lasso tool, and then whenever you left click, it'll draw a line like so. I'm just gonna trace out this building. It does not have to be perfect at all. Perfection is not required here. I'm just gonna do this as rough, as fast as possible. The original image I made for the thumbnail or whatever of this video, I took a long time to do. That's just because I'm a perfectionist. I also wanted to make sure that the video would be doable in a somewhat timely fashion. Although to you guys, it's not a long time. I'm sitting down here for probably 2 hours making this video, so like it, definitely like it. Hint hint. Anyways, I'm just going to hit this camera icon down here. This is going to select only the barn. That's because as we made our selection here and we come back to the start, it creates this little dot thing, and when you hit the camera, it'll just chop out everything that's in on the outside of that. It'll chop it, and if you want to select the inside of it, go ahead and go select inverse right there. I don't have anything selected at the time, so it's not going to do that. We can hide that layer now, duplicate the layer again. Now we can go like this, and I'm just going to roughly cut out the barn. Now this part, I'm cutting out the barn again. You don't have to do it, but I want the colors in the mountain to look natural and not have any brown in them. Now the reason I'm telling you that is because we're going to be averaging out all the colors. So we're going to make like a triangle, and then all the colors that are present. So like, let's say it's select a section in here. Oops, don't want to do that. All the colors which are in this triangle here. Can I select it? Oh, come on. There you go. are going to average out. So it's going to be mostly gray. We have some white or whatever, and it's going to average it out. So I can show you here, filter, blur, and then we'll average and see all the colors are averaged out to a gray. There we go. So we're just going to select this. We're going to go select inverse and see how we did that. We select inverse. Now the barn's gone, and we can go ahead and create. This is the fastest way to do it. I'm just going to get rid of this, but I want it to be gone. So I'm just going to go create an empty layer, and then I'm going to control click that layer, and I'm going to merge layers together. And now I'm just going to go like boom, right across the field, over to the sky, and down like so. Hit the little crop button. I'm going to sneeze here. It's not going to be so loud. So cover your ears. So now we have field outside. Okay. Let's go ahead and hide these again. Now we just need to do the same thing for the field. Duplicate, show, and then kind of come in here, 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 and kind of trace out the barn, here, here. Boom, boom. And now we'll just crop it. Now we have overlayers, like so. We have a background layer. Now I'll show you what the background layer does. This will just see these little white PNG mask right over the translucent parts of the image here. That just kind of covers it in, and we can go in later in the end and just use this layer to fill it in when that happens to be needed. So now let's just focus on one layer. Let's go with the barn. Make sure you're clicked on the barn. Make sure the barn's selected. Otherwise, you could be on this layer here. Even though you can't see it, you could be on the mountains, even though you see the barn. So click on the barn, make sure that's the one you have. It this little white kind of like boxes like that will come around it. Make sure it's, what is it called? It's called the layer thumbnail. Layer thumbnail box, whatever. Make sure you're selected on that one, and then go ahead and do this. Control plus zoom in, control to use your wheel to scroll over. So Photoshop makes it super easy. Now we're just going to go in here, and we need to create a new action. So you don't have to create a new action, but this makes it so easier. So I'm going to do this slow, as it can get very confusing for some people. We're just going to hit create new action, click this little button here, and we'll call it layer average duplicate. Okay. Now we're going to do the function key. I'm just going to go with F2 because that's the closest. Do whatever one you want to. So whichever one is easiest to reach. So F2, 3, 4, you know, the numbers on the top of your keyboard, whichever one is easier for you to reach. Do that one. For me, it's F2 because I'm using my right hand or my left hand to click that. If you want to, if you like do it reverse, you can do like F12 or whatever. And then we're going to hit record, and we're going to stop it real quick. We're going to deselect layer 0 copy, and let's just call this, let's name this layer barn. Okay, now we're going to click down here, we're going to hit record, we're going to select barn. So now it's going to say select layer barn. Okay, so now we can then stop it using our polygonal lasso tool. That's so fun to say. We can then make like a triangle here. So let's like triangle here, here, and then like there. And then we'll hit record, and then we'll go filter, blur, average, and then recorded that. Hit Control J. Control J is going to duplicate that layer. And then what we're going to do, it's going to duplicate it via copy. So it's going to put the little triangle on a different layer. And we're going to reselect barn. We're going to stop it. So now, my mouse is freaking out here. Why are you doing this to me? I have like a really, look at this. I'm using like a poster board, and it's becoming very super lousy. So hopefully this gets better now. So now if I hide this layer, we just have this thing magically floating in the sky. See, like so. Okay. And yeah, it's just sitting there, and that's gonna be very useful now. So now that we have this recorded, we can just click on barn, and we can just draw triangles all day to our heart's content. Press F2. Okay, it just makes the triangle so easy for you. You can Control Z, and I'll just bring it into the edges of where it is. And this makes it so easy. Now you can just draw triangles all day, like so. Hit F2 or whatever one you used. Control Z. I would obviously recommend, making it better. But go ahead and do what you guys wish. Now you just gotta go along doing this forever and ever. F2. There you go. So that would be how you do the barn. I'm not going to obviously do it as it takes. This is where, in order to do this, you're going to do it all by hand, and it's just going to take a very long time. So I'm just going to do like that. F2. I'm going to do that, F2. And as you guys can see, this is going to take legitimately forever. Now, there's different ways of doing it. You could put a grid here to make better triangles, but I feel like this kind of gets the point done as well. This is legitimately super easy stuff to do, and if this is like your first time doing Photoshop, you can do this legitimately in an hour or two. But it takes time because you have to do it by hand. And there's hundreds of triangles you have to do. And obviously, if you want it to be smaller triangles, oh my gosh, you're going to be sitting here for hours. But if you want big triangles, you're going to be sitting here for less time. Anyways, once you get all those, let's say we finished the barn and everything here is filled in, we can just shift click on all the layers here. And we just hit merge layers. And now we have all the layers. If you had this, all the layers merged, okay? So now, we're going to rename this to like barn 2, see what I did there? And then we're going to name our mountain layer. We're going to call it barn as well. And the reason we call it barn is simply because cancel. I want the F2 command to work on it as well. Obviously I could go in here and change what it does, but I don't want to do that. I'm lazy. I'm just going to change the layer name here, and we can again control shift click, control minus, and then no shift click. Why is it shift click? What we're going to do is we're just going to so we want the dark part of the mountain here to be, like a triangle-ish thing. So we're going to go that, F2, go here, F2, and then we'll come here, and you can just go along. Obviously, guys, I recommend doing smaller triangles. I'm just rushing this for the sake of the video because you guys do not, trust me, you do not want to be sitting here for the same amount of time that I'm making this video. You do not want to be sitting here. It sucks, okay? It sucks so bad, but it creates really cool photos. So you're going to do it because you want to. Yeah, okay? Yeah, and just, go over triangle. I'm going to have a calm down period. Press F2. And try to keep the triangles in the dark zone on their own thing. So I can see I'm going to draw a line from here, aligning, kind of see how the dark zone goes along the line of that. Come up here, in here, and we go F2. Okay, and again, oh my gosh, my mouse is dying. This sucks. We're going to select all the layers here. We're going to go shift, click, and then we're going to go to, we're going to use merge layers, like so. And now we have all the layers hidden. And then we can do the same for the grass. We'll just go ahead and rename it to barn. All capitals. However you had it spelled in the action up there, go ahead and duplicate it down there in the thing. And then we can just draw a line. I'm doing this with my keyboard or with my keypad. Oh my gosh, it sucks. And then, obviously you get to bushes, do smaller triangles because it looks better. And then very intensive stare. Okay, like so. You get the idea. It's the same for every single layer. Then once we get there, go ahead and just shift click to the bottom layer, the top layer, right click on it, and merge layers. And there you go. That's the idea on how to do a landscape. And now with that, you guys can go on and you can spend hours doing it, because I know you want to, and you can create your own images like this one here. in very little time. So that's pretty much the rundown, guys. It's simple as that. Just layer by layer, we're just going to go around making these, and you guys can see we're starting to show what you guys can see here. So triangles on the ground, triangles there, and then obviously go to the layers. So the mountain layer, go to the mountain layer, select, do your stuff on the mountain layer, do your stuff on the grass layer, and then when you're all done, you have it, you can then, like here, this is the simple trick. When you're all done, go ahead and shift click everything, then go ahead and go, this little button here is called a group, click group, and then it's all grouped together. Nothing has been merged down. It's all in one group. So it's on this little tiny folder, and then you can go Control Alt E, it duplicates it, and merges it together. Isn't that awesome? Look at this. So I can hide this, and everything is still there. Everything is still here in the order that we programmed it, and you can hide that. And now we have this. We can go to Select. We can go to Filter, Camera Raw Filter, and we can do all of the edits which we want to it, like edit it, and then we can hit OK. This is obviously a terrible color grade, whatever you want to call it. And now we have not destructed this, so this is a non-harmful. This is non-destructive. We can now color grade it. You can then like select out your sky. You can put a gradient in it. You can also put this like, or you can grab a sky from the internet, put it in it, and boom, you're done. How easy is that? That's super easy. And you have your own. You have a sky. You have a sky in a low poly. It's amazing. Okay, Photoshop is endless. The possibilities are endless here, guys. So that's pretty much the rundown of how you do it. If you want to, like, I go through things fast because I'm gonna sit here and work 2 hours on this video, which I have. I've been here forever doing this editing, filming, everything. It takes forever. So you guys can go back and watch the parts you missed. Thank you guys for watching. Let's do the outro. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned that creating a low poly image from scratch is actually pretty easy, and you can pretty much use any image. You can take a cell phone picture, you can take a DSLR picture, you can take a black and white, any image that's out there, you can take it and turn it into a low poly stylized piece of art, just in a couple hours really. It doesn't take much. It's a really easy beginner thing to do. So if this is your first time using Photoshop, go ahead, pick it up, practice it. There's nothing to go wrong. Photoshop is amazing. It's pretty easy to use once you get the ropes of get the hang of it. You get the ropes around its neck or whatever. Yeah, whatever I was going with that. So go ahead, leave a thumbs up, a comment, and the best thing would be hit the red subscribe button, turn it gray, and turn the little notification bell on. Also, follow me on Instagram down here. I hope this tutorial was helpful, and I hope you learned something. I will see you guys next time. Till then, subscribe. Yeah. I'm gonna sell that. That's my life. Later.